Hello and welcome to my little bookish corner of the internet. My name's Harriet. Today I'm going to be doing my spoiler-free review of The Lathe of Heaven by Ursula Le Guin. This was a buddy read that I did with Helen, who I met through my Bookstagram channel, and I will leave theirs link down below so you can go and check out their page. But they are one of the nicest people that I have ever met, and I was really excited when they said they wanted to buddy read it with me because it is actually a reread for them. So we could kind of go at our own pace and I could just shout stuff at her as I was reading it and know that I wasn't going to be ruining it for her. So yeah, definitely check out their page down below. But let's get started. So this is a science fiction / fantasy novel, I would say, written by one of my absolute favourite authors, Ursula Le Guin. I talk about her all the time on my channel. Her books are just fantastic. Just an author that I can really vibe with and that I really enjoy reading no matter what the story is about. So that's always a bonus. Okay, so plot-wise, this is quite a short book. It's under 200 pages. And basically we are following our main character and they have found out that when they dream, it changes the course of history and the present time as well. So for example, if they dreamt about a pink dog, the pink dog would be wherever they dreamed it would be. So say it was in the same room as them, they'd wake up, the pink dog would be there. But not only would that change, it would also change when dogs were evolving. So basically in the past, there would have always been pink dogs from the very start. So it doesn't just magic out of thin air, it kind of changes the whole course of history and time itself. Now this is kind of something that you just have to accept when going into the novel. It's spoken about a little bit, but it's not completely explained. So it's not going to be like a big info dump of why this is happening. This is just something that happens. But basically our main character is really worried about this and scared that something is going to go wrong. So they go to see a sleep doctor, and the sleep doctor kind of starts to take advantage of our main character. So that's where the story stops before I can give you loads of spoilers. So we're going to leave it there. But this book was amazing. I already want to reread it, which is ridiculous. I finished it about 2 days ago from when I'm filming this right now. But I just loved it so much. I found that this is one of Le Guin's books that has quite an interesting and intricate plot and something where there's always something happening. With a lot of her books, it's very character driven and it's more focused on the character themselves. For example, The Dispossessed is quite a slow novel, but it is very much in the character's mind, and that's what I loved about it. This novel's a little bit different, so you do still get that amazing character development as you always do, but it's also very plot driven and there's so much stuff going on. Obviously you're getting different scenarios from what our main character is dreaming as we go on, so you get all these different things that you would never imagine could ever happen, and the way they all link together and the intricacies is just phenomenal. I also found this to be super descriptive, so sometimes with her books she doesn't really focus in on the surroundings, but the last two that I've read, so The Word for World is Forest, which I'll have a review up for by the time this is up, so you can check that out, I'll link it down below. So that one and this one very much focused in on nature and landscapes and what's going on around our characters, so that was really nice to read. It's written beautifully, of course. And obviously there's a lot of conversation surrounding power and how that power can be abused, because obviously our main character is having that power kind of taken away from him and used in a way that he doesn't want it to, but he also wants to try and fix himself and figure out what's going on. So there's no way for him to escape that really. So it focuses a lot on influence over people as well, which I found really interesting, and kind of a power play between the two characters. I also really appreciated the conversation about strength of character and strength of mind as well. So our main character is seen by everyone else as this little weakling. Obviously he tries not to sleep a lot, so he's not very healthy. He doesn't look like your typical strong character, but as the story goes on, you and the other characters around him begin to realise how strong he is of mind and how that makes him a really powerful person. And I just found that really interesting. It was really nice to read about. I would say you can kind of see the Philip K. Dick influence in this. I can see that, and I definitely appreciate it because personally I don't get on with Philip K. Dick's writing. I find it a little bit too, I don't know, if you've read his writing you might know what I mean by that. It's just a little bit long-winded and a little bit too fluffy for my liking. And I also get very easily confused by his writing. I'm not entirely sure why. But yeah, I just personally haven't really enjoyed any books by him, apart from Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. But I think that's because I absolutely love the film Blade Runner. It's one of my absolute favourites. So I think that influenced me then when I read it, because I was linking the two together. I kind of wish I could go back in time and read the book first to see what I thought and whether I'd even want to watch the film after reading it. even though they're completely different. But yeah, anyway, if you enjoy Philip K. Dick's writing and you like his science fiction books, I would definitely check out this book. I feel like you'd really enjoy it. And I would say that this is one of the few Le Guin books that I could genuinely recommend to absolutely anyone that isn't a child. And I feel like they would enjoy it. The only other one that I might do that with would be Ursula, but that is a fantasy series and some people really hate fantasy. Whereas I feel like this has got that kind of realism aspect in there, as well as the fantasy and sci-fi. So I do think there's something in here for absolutely everyone, and I would recommend it to anyone. So you can probably guess by now what my rating is for this book. It is a 5-star read. I read it on Kindle Unlimited, so if you have that, you can check it out for free. But I'm going to go and buy a physical copy because I will want to reread it in the future, and I want that as part of my collection. So yeah, that is my spoiler-free review of The Lathe of Heaven by Ursula Le Guin. Let me know down below if you've read this or if you'd be interested in picking it up. Like I say, if you've got Kindle Unlimited, you can try it out for free and see if you like her writing. But that is it from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!